back with another lesson. So in today's lesson, we are going to look at the verb do. Well, I'm sure you've come across many lessons in the past using the verb do. And yes, a lot of people get confused with this verb, okay? And they do make mistakes when they use the verb do. So, well, it's one of my favorite verbs, and I thought let me do a lesson on this today. But we'll look at how we use do in different ways, okay? So let's get started. The first one is, she has a lot of homework to do, okay? So I've used it here in the infinitive form. She has a lot of homework to do. Now, we use do when you talk about nouns like, a task, homework, some work, or it could be a particular job, okay? So, if I say that my friend does a lot of work in the office, that's a task, it's a job, right? So, I use the verb do. She does a lot of work in office because I'm talking about a noun, and that noun is work, okay? So, when you talk about work, you talk about homework, you talk about a particular task, use the verb do. So, she has a lot of homework. Now, my task here is homework, okay? So, it could be with nouns like work, task, homework, or any particular work. So, when you have such nouns, you can use the verb do, okay? Now, the next one says, what does your brother do? So, when you want to ask about a person's profession or the kind of work that he is doing, you can use do. So, if I say, what does your brother do? The answer could be, he is a computer engineer or he's working as an engineer, okay? So, do is very often used to know about a person's job or a profession, okay? Or sometimes when you are, you're in a small talk with a new person, you generally want to know what the person does. So, you ask, so what do you do? So, when they say or when they ask what do you do, they are asking about your occupation or your profession. Okay friends, so well do is one of the most common verbs used to know about a person's profession or the kind of job he does or the occupation. Now the next one is, what did you do at the university? Now this is a little confusing because people don't want to really know what did you do as in what activities. It's basically pertaining to a subject. So in short, all they are asking is which subject did you major in. So if I say what did you do at the university, I'm asking you which subject did you pursue or did you major, and the answer could be I did economics, okay? So if I say I did economics, okay, I am replying using the verb do, of course in the past tense. I did economics, that means I majored, okay, that's the subject I majored in. So remember, do not get confused. When you want to know about a particular subject a person studied, okay, you use do. Okay, fine. The next one is, I did a lot of hiking and mountain climbing. Now there are times we participate in activities, okay, and when you want to describe or you want to state the fact that I participated, did is the easiest verb to use. Of course, I'm using did because I'm done with the activities. It's the past, okay, probably last week. So I say I did a lot of hiking and mountain climbing, okay. Or if I talk about my childhood and if I want to tell you I participated a lot in cycling, I'll say I did a lot of cycling, I did a lot of skating when I was a child. So when you want to say that I participated in certain activities, the best verb and the simplest verb to use is do in the present, okay? Or if it's something that you used to do in the past, you say I did. Right, friends? So I'm sure now you're getting well acquainted with the verb do and how it is used in different ways. Right? So remember, we do use do when you want to talk about the activities you took part in, or rather if you are still taking part in, use do. Well, I like that photo. Could you do me a copy? Now, we use do with nouns like design, copy, painting, okay? Now, this is in informal speech, okay? So, when I say informal speech is when you're just speaking casually, not very formal. So, I said, like that photo, could you do me a copy? Means, could you make a copy and give it to me? Easy verb, do. Okay, so could you do me a copy is make a copy and give it to me. You use do. Okay, so you use do with nouns like copy, design. Okay, you have painting. Fine. So the easiest verb to use is do. Now, similar is the next example. Who did the design for the website? Now, I could also say who designed the website or who made the design, but I said who did the design. Okay. Again, I have design here. This is a noun. Okay. And when I want to know who attempted this or who created this, the best, shortest and the easiest verb to use is did. Of course, I'm using it in the past tense. So, who did the design for the website? Alright friends, so this is how do is used when you want to talk about or when you want to link it to nouns like design, painting and copy. Last example, she went to the concert. Okay, I'm telling you what my friend did. She went to the concert. Now I want to tell you what my other friend did and I say he did too. Okay, now I can also say he went too. Okay, this is not wrong at all, but what happens is to avoid repetition, okay, we generally use did, in this case did because it's a past tense, right? I'm talking about last night, she went and he did too, so he went. So when I'm talking about the past tense, I'm using did to substitute it with the verb went, so there is no repetition. So she went to the concert, he went to the concert, he went too, trust me, it's correct. But to avoid repetition, I replace did, okay, with went, and I replace went with did, and that is how you avoid repetition. So yes, it is also used as a substitute verb. So say for example, I tell you, hey, I watched the film yesterday, it was fantastic, the plot was interesting, and I really liked it. And I say, I watched it too, okay, or I can say, I did too. I liked the film, I liked it too, I did too. So I'm avoiding, repeating the verb liked and I'm using did, okay friends. So yes, did is do or did is very often used as a substitute verb. Remember, let's have a quick recap. You use it with nouns for work, tasks, homework. So you do work, you do a lot of work, you do homework which is given by your teachers. Yes, there are times you want to know about what a person is doing in life or what does he or what he's into or about his means of living. So you ask, what does your brother do? Or sometimes you meet new people, you say, hey, so what do you do? I say, well, I'm a student at the university at the moment. So they want to know what your current occupation is. Yes, very important. I'm sure this is new. To know what subject you majored in your university. So what did you do at the university? Well, I did economics. For some people, it could be I did literature, right? Yes, when you participate in activities, I did a lot of hiking. In my school days, I did a lot of cycling. Fine. When you have nouns like copy, design, painting, I like that photo. Could you do me a copy? It's another way of saying, could you make me a copy? But remember, this is for informal speech. Yes, friends? Next one is, who did the design? Again, I want to know about the noun design. So I'm going to put the verb did, who did it. That means I want to know who made it, who created it, right? So instead of writing who created, shorter is use the verb did, who did the design. Or I could say, hey, my friend did a lovely painting. That means she made a painting, right? So she did a lovely painting. That's how we use did with nouns like design, copy and painting. And well, the most important, it acts as the substitute verb when you don't want repetition. You like the film? I did too. Well, this is how we use do in different ways. I'm sure you're going to get well acquainted with this verb now, and you're going to find it less confusing once you watch this lesson, right? And this brings me to the end of this lesson. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I'm sure you're going to use do in different ways when you speak with your friends, family, neighbors and colleagues. And well, continue practicing. I'll be back soon with a new lesson. Till then, take care and bye.